Good morning, students. Welcome back again. I hope you're all doing well. So now you have finished your 7th semester. Your exam also have been finished. I hope you have all done very well in your examinations. Now we are going to start our 8th semester. Just now sir has posted a class of your radar systems. That is one of the subject. Me, I am dealing with the satellite communications. So this satellite communication as well as your radar are somewhat similar to that one. You people have been interested in GSN, right? You have been interested in global navigation. It is similar to that one only. Satellite communication is completely similar to your navigation only. So before we go for the global navigations or something, so before that one we should know about the communication, like satellite communication, how it is going to perform, how it is going to work. So we have opted for this subject. It is just an introductory class. Okay, let's go through with this video properly. Listen to the class. Let's see that how you will respond to this one. Okay, so here I am giving a proper introduction of your satellite communication. So here also we are having 5 units over here. It consists of 3 credits, and the first unit is about your history of satellite communication, like how when your satellite has been introduced, how it was came into the introduction or view, then what are the different terms that have been used in your satellites, like earth orbiting, like what are the elements in that particular one, what are the effects, what are the applications, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages which will be present in this communication will be seen. So by the name itself you can say that we have already studied about communication, right? So we have seen analog communication and you have seen digital communication. In the last semester you have seen about mobile cellular communication, correct? Now it is DCCN also, okay, computer networks. A part of extension we can say that satellite communication means an application of your DCCN is also in satellite communication. So we will be seeing how communication is done by using your satellites and all. So before we are going brief into that one, we'll just see what are the chapters that we are going to see here in this satellite communication. First chapter is completely about the history of satellite communication, what are particular events in that one, what are the terms, what are the applications, and how in different atmospheres, how it will be used or how it will be performing, everything that will be seen in your satellite communication. But I'll say that it is one of the very interesting subject. If you go through with the subject, of course you'll like this subject. It is one of the very interesting subject, right? So in the second chapter you will be having the antenna loops and its angles. So already you have gone through with the antenna wave propagation. So it will be not that much tough for you people for going with this subject. Okay, we have already seen AWP. We will be seeing a skywave propagation, okay, etc. So that is somewhat comparatively it will be similar to that one. Then third chapter, that is completely about the power supply, like how much power supply it will be using, which transmitters we are using, where they will be using and all. In the fourth one we will be seeing that like equivalent ionospheric radiated power, how much power it will be using, and we will be seeing whatever the radio accesses, the radios, the ratio of the single access, and TDMA, FDMA or CDMA that are provided in that one. And the last one is about your bands, like which bands you will be using, how much frequency that will be using for different application and all we will be seeing for that one. So overall it is very interesting chapter, a very interesting subject. I hope everyone will like this. So in today's class I'll just give a brief introduction about your what we'll say satellite communication. So me here in this semester I am going to take your subject as satellite communication, right? So what is an satellite communication? First say what is an communication? Communication is nothing but sending the information from one person to another person or one way to another way, right? So satellite for this one, for particular this one, why we are here we are having satellite communication we are having. So what is the term satellite actually? Basic term satellite what you are having. So satellite is nothing but it is defined as an artificial or a man-made electronic component or the electronic communication system which is generally placed at the higher heights or the greater heights above the earth's surface such that it revolves around the earth in its assigned or predefined orbit at certain speed and provides us the data such as you may expect as texting, audio, video, images, etc. to the earth. So what actually satellite is, that basically I have given a small introduction to know that what satellite is. Satellite is nothing but it is a smaller object that will be revolving around a larger object in the space, whatever it may be. So I'll give a general term. Okay, natural satellite is your moon. So moon will be revolving around the earth. So one more natural satellite, can you tell me? Yes, of course, it is nothing but your earth, that is revolving around the sun. So earth is also satellite. So that is an object that is revolving around some object in the space. So earth is one satellite which is revolving around the sun. I am giving natural examples of your satellite. So one more is moon is the natural satellite which is revolving around the earth. So these are the best example or the natural examples that we can see of satellite. Now this satellite, what we are saying, this satellite is defined as artificial or man-made electronic communication system which is generally placed at the greater heights, okay, above the earth's surface, such that they are revolving around a predefined orbit, okay, and we are giving certain speed to them, so that it will be giving you the information, like whatever the information you have prepared a satellite which gives the information of the data or some audios or videos or text, whatever it may be, depending upon particular applications. We are making this satellite for a particular application, sending them to the orbit, and it is revolving around the earth. So usually the word satellite refers to a machine that is launched in the space and moves around the earth or another body in the space. So whatever it is having some particular orbit, it will be revolving to that one, right? So this is what about this is introduction of your satellite, what actually satellite means. Now we'll see what is satellite communication. So what actually communication refers to? Communication refers to the exchange or sharing of your data or the information between two or more entities. Suppose I want to do some communication, okay, now you are having smartphones. Immediately you will be taking the pictures and you will be sending to your friends. How it is all going on? All this is because of your satellite communication only. So there is exchange of data or exchange of information or sharing of information between two entities through a particular medium or a channel. Or in other words, we can also say that it is nothing but sending and receiving and processing of all the information. What actually it is your communication. If the communication takes place between any two earth stations through a satellite, then it is called as your satellite communication. Correct? In MCC, what you have seen, mobile cellular communication. There the communication is done by using the mobiles. Correct? So you will be having base stations and substations, mobile cellular stations. So if through that one some particular cell areas or by using some hangouts, you are sending the communication or sharing the data or interchanging the data through some particular base stations. That is all ground related work. Correct? Now what you are doing? We are doing same this communication, placing this is placed on your earth stations, and we are using satellite in that one, so that particular communication is called as your satellite communication. If you are using mobiles and all for that particular one, mobile cellular communication. Now in this communication takes place between two earth stations through a satellite, then it is called as your satellite communication. So in this communication, what is the main part? That is nothing but your electromagnetic waves that are used as a carrier signals. Okay, I hope you all remember about the communication, that what we have studied in third year, right, for 5th and 6th semesters. So what is a carrier signal? Which is a high frequency signal which takes your message signal, correct, from transmitter to the receiver. So here also, what is the carrier, what you are using? Here we are using the electromagnetic waves which are used as your carrier signals. So that will be taking your information from one station to the another station. So these signals carry the information, such as whatever the information that you are providing, such as your voice signals, audio signals, videos, or any other data that is given between the ground and space and vice versa. Either you are giving to the ground, either you are giving in the space, whatever it may be, that completely depends upon the particular application. So this is what we call as satellite communication. So what is a satellite actually? It is a mechanical equipment, or we can also say as artificial or man-made equipment which is used or which is placed at the greater heights above the earth's surface, and it is revolving around the earth in its predefined orbit at a certain speed and gives you the particular data which is required. Okay, now comes to the satellite communication. What actually satellite communication? The communication which is done between the earth station by using the satellites, then it is called as your satellite communication. Correct? Now just see like what background we will be having on this what you say satellite communication, how it has been originated, where it has gone. See ma, in previous years, like in past few years, now communication has been grown very high. Okay, in whatever wireless communication, whatever it may be, it has taken a very vast responses. So before the centuries, what happened there? Telecommunication system, it made it possible to communicate with anyone or at any time. So what telecommunication, what we have to do? We are talking, any two persons can talk only one time or any time. So before the telegraph or telephone, all communication was face to face or in writing. Yes or no? If we want to give some information to any person, either we have to go to that particular place, either we have to write the letter. So there was no any direct communication, or now we are having for every second you will be giving messages, you will be sending voice messages, you will be sending pictures and all. But in the previous past years, it was not the same thing. If you wanted to talk someone, you have to travel to meet with him, that particular person, or you have to send the information through some handwritten on the paper or some writing and all, like letters, right? So that was the process as to give you the information to a particular person. But after some time, then we got some optical fibers or something, that too copper optical fibers, which was not that much reliable. But in 1945, at the earliest of 1945, high frequency radio signals was introduced. Okay, that was the method for your what we can say long distance communication. Slowly they have came into the part like introduction part. Then high frequency is commonly called as your short waves, that will be operating at your 3 to 30 megahertz of frequency. But these waves are also not that much reliable, because sunspots and ionospheric disturbances disrupt your higher frequency radio links. So but slowly we have got some what will say implement new thing in that one. In 1945, the first thing was your high frequencies, that was introduced in the earliest of your 1945. Now after that, slowly as we have introduced our radio signals in 1945, one of the author, like where we have started, where we got this origin of satellite communication. So one of the author called as Arthur C. Clarke present an article which was named as Wireless World in the British Radio magazine. So where he has introduced about he has just got an idea why can't we go for the satellite communication. So as we have got some introduction about your radio signals, which are the radio signals? Short waves. That frequency is about your 30 megahertz in the initials of your 1945. So this author, he has given an article which is named as your Wireless World in the which magazine? British Radio magazine. There he has told the first origin of your satellite communication. At that time, the Arthur C. Clarke was serving in the British Royal Air Force. He was doing a job over there. So he has said that this is an immediate post-war research project, but an even more interesting one lies a little further ahead. A rocket which can reach a speed of 8 kilometers per second parallel to the Earth's surface would continue to circle it forever in a closed orbit. It would become an artificial satellite. He has first introduced that one because he was serving the British Royal Air Force. He has what we'll say researched about something. What he has researched, that we can send a rocket that can reach your orbit, Earth's orbit, and its speed should be of your 8 kilometers per second, which is parallel to your Earth's surface, right? That would continue to circle it forever in a closed orbit. Means you have to leave the satellite in that particular orbit, so it will be revolving around the sun around the sun in a closed orbit. So that can be named as an artificial satellite. So this was the first introduction or the origin of the satellite, which has been started in the year of 1945, and the author name was Arthur C. Clarke, right? So this is how the origin of your satellite has been started, like how our artificial satellite has came into consideration, how that author got an idea, what are the basic things that he got at that time. That was about this satellite communication. Then after that we had satellite communication. We'll just see the history of that particular satellite communication. So the satellite communication, where it actually started. So when we started the satellite, artificial satellite idea, when we got the origin, that is at the 1945. Okay, the author was the satellite. He first got an idea of that one, correct? Now this satellite communication began in the year of 1957 in October with the launch by the Russia of a small satellite which is called as a Sputnik 1. That was the first satellite which was generated or which was prepared by the Russian country in the year of 1957 in October, and that particular satellite is called as your Sputnik 1. So it is the first artificial earth satellite. That was your first artificial satellite. What are the natural satellites? Like your moon or earth, which will be revolving around the sun, earth, and the moon which is revolving around the earth. Correct. So these are the natural satellites, and the artificial earth satellite, that was first prepared by the Russian country, and this first satellite name was Sputnik 1, and it sparkled the space race between United States and Russia. Okay, now from that time US and Russia have got a race between your preparation of satellites and all. So Sputnik 1 carried only a beacon transmitter which did not have communication capability. Means we have started like satellite generation or preparation of satellites have been started. They have sent this satellite through a particular rocket to the orbit, but they had only transmitter. It does not have any receiver, so there is no communication or not. It was not having that communication capability in that one. So the first satellite successfully launched by the USA was Explorer 1 in the January 1958. Immediately after 1 year, not actually after 1 year, immediately after 2 months of the Russia people which has sent or prepared the satellite. Yes, in October 1957 they have launched the satellite, but it was having only a transmitter which was not having the communication capability. So since from that time they were having the race between US and your Russia. So what US has done very immediately after 2 months of that one, it has successfully launched a satellite which name is as Explorer 1 in January 1958. The first voice heard from the space was of US President who recorded Christmas message that was transmitted back to the earth from the Soccer satellite in December 1958. So first satellite they have already sent. They have tested, they will be having some communication and all. The first satellite was successful by US people, and next the satellite what they have sent, through that one what we got the first voice message that has been heard from the space by the US President in Sohor, who recorded the Christmas message, and that was heard by which was transmitted back by one more satellite that was called as your Soccer satellite, which was given in the year of December 1958. Means in the span of 11 months itself only, in January 1958 they have launched one satellite, Explorer 1. In December 1958 they have launched one more satellite, Soccer, Score satellite, in the 1958 December same year, and from that one they had the voice messages also. Okay, now the next satellite, the world's first commercial communication satellite, was your Early Bird, or we can also call it as Intelsat 1. That was the first satellite, commercial satellites, everyone can be used, or the information communication whatever we are using. The first world's commercial communication satellite was Early Bird 1 or Intelsat 1 also, we can say that one. Next we have launched on April 6, 1965 and placed in commercial service after moving into geosynchronous orbit, which is of 22,300 miles above the equator. Now these satellite weighted of up to 36 kgs and incorporated your 6x4 gigahertz of transponders. So what is meant by transponder? It is nothing but a satellite radio repeater, it is continuously repeating your signals. So 6x4 gigahertz of transponders we will be having, radio repeaters, and it has a bandwidth of 25 megahertz. So this satellite was launched in the April 1965. These satellites all came into consideration because the last satellite what we have seen in SCORE in the 1958 itself, this satellite has failed after 35 days in itself in the orbit itself, because this satellite was not having any external batteries. It has to boost up itself by having some solar panel or something that used to charge by only the earth whenever it is having in that particular orbit. So in 35 days itself, the SCORE satellite have been failed. It has been failed at that time. So this is the early bird, or we can also say that Intelsat 1, which is formerly called as early bird satellite. So this was the satellite which was very successful. So Intelsat was highly successful and very growing rapidly satellite that was launched in the times. So that we have, how many we are having? We are having series of Intelsat satellites or early bird satellites. Like they will be having from Intelsat 1 to Intelsat 5. There are 5 different satellites because this was the one satellite which was successfully launched and it has been grew very rapidly. And Canada was the first country to build a national telecom system using the satellites. And the name of that one was your Anik 1A, which was launched in the year of 1974 in May, just 2 months before the first US domestic satellite, which was called your Vestar 1. So this was all about the history of your satellites, like which satellites were used, how many in how many days they have failed and all. So this early bird satellite doesn't have a battery and worked only when its solar panels were exposed to the sun. So lastly, what happened in SCORE satellite, because of no batteries, in 35 days itself it has been failed. But these Intelsat satellites, what they have used the solar panels which would charge the batteries when they are exposed to the sun, and they are used to work. So these satellites have been rapidly growing or very successful satellites at that times. So we have got all 5 series of this Intelsat satellites. Then after that, Canada was the first country to build a national telecom system by using the satellites, and that satellite name was your Anik 1, I am again repeating, which was launched in the year of May 1974. After that, US, what happened, just after 2 months before the first US domestic satellite was launched, which was called as Vestar 1. So this was all about your introduction of your satellites and how satellite communication was done. Different communications are there. Satellite is used for telecommunication, satellite is used for navigation, satellite is used for texting, sending data or communicating. It has different applications of that one. So after that, in 1960s, the first satellite communication has been started. So in the 1960s, first passive communication satellite, which was called as large balloons or ECO 1 or ECO 2. Okay, it was also early, after some early attempts, we have ECO 1 and ECO 2, which were also having some passive reflectors for the communication signals. In 1962, first active communication satellite came into consideration. That name is called as Telstar 1 or MEO. And next in 1963, again we have got one more satellite which is used in geostationary orbit, and its name of Syncom 1, or where the communication has been failed. In 1963, the communication has failed. Then in 1964, we have said no, in the previous here, it has all started in 1965, right? In Telstar, all these have started in 1965. So before 1965, from 1960 to 65, all these different types of satellites have been launched. They have done experiments completely. They have been failing, but they have done completely experiments. But in 1965, the first successful communication geostationary satellite was introduced, and that particular satellite name is called as your Early Bird and Intelsat. Then after that only, we have got series of satellites. Correct? So this was all about the introduction of your satellite communication. So I hope you are you like this subject. So it's an interesting subject if you go on with this subject. So how in 1960s how the satellites have been started. 1965 we got the first successful satellite. Then after in 1970s, as we have already discussed, right, in 1972 first domestic satellite which was operational, that is given by your Canada, as I have said, ma. So the first Intelsat, Canada was the first country to build the national telecom system using the satellite, and the satellite name was your Anik 1A. In 75 direct broadcast experiment was done by USA and India. Again in 1975 first successful direct broadcast experiment is also done by USA and India. In 79 International Mobile Satellite Organization was done, which was also called as Inmarsat, which was established at that time. So for every 90s, 60s, from 60s, so originated at 45, then 50s to 60s they have researched, from 60s they have developed or prepared or generated or launched your satellites. Then 70s for different applications like domestic applications we have done, then direct broadcast, and for telecommunication, then for mobile communication, the satellites have been generated. And again in 90s also, 80s also we have different satellites for geostationaries and for vehicles or flights or for direct home broadcasting, etc. So all now slowly that has come into consideration. Again we have very long applications like for TVs and for continuing, it is continuing, we are having different applications. So this is how your satellite communication has been started from there. So I hope you have clear with this subject, very interesting subject. I'll be please give your reviews on this subject. Okay, I hope you are clear with all this introduction part. Okay, ma'am, thank you.